Hello, good morning to everybody in the US, and I think maybe good evening in India and other places, whatever time it is. Actually, I don't know how much time it is for you, but
Afternoon 1:30.
good afternoon also then for people in UK. So welcome to the Pravachana Malika talk number 51. We're very excited to have a talk on lessons of wisdom from Saint musician Tyagaraja on smooth living. And this talk is in conjunction with the celebration of the annual NBAK Tyagaraja Aradhana Utsava. And we have very nice program today with Veda Kusmanjali by Kashyap and Sangeet Anjali flute by our dear friend Sri Nandanandan and Stotranjali by Dr. Geetha R. And our keynote speaker today is Smt.Geetha Srinivasn, who was a former manager in Canara Bank. She's a philosophy enthusiast and musician in Bengaluru. So she's going to be a keynote speaker today. And we have, appreciation comments by Srimati Deepta and concluding remarks by Sri Ashwin, who's the IT director in London. It was an amazing linguistic scholar who has given many talks also in our forum here. So with that, I'll
To recite the prayer.
have the prayer recitation, Veda Kusumanjali. So is Kashyap here? Okay. So I'll just start then. भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यसेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो वरुणो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि व्रतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवत् तद्वक्तारमवत् अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदुच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ. So now we'll invite Sri Nandanandan to play the invocations, Sangeetanjali.
Nandan.
Yeah.
Hello.
Nandan, yes, we can hear you. Yes.
We can hear you.
He is the grandson of Radlapalli Anantakrishna Sarma and is son of Odisai principal NCJ College, and he is the close student of all the students who started Adhyayana Kendra. He and his own 3-4 people pestered me to start Veda classes a long year back. So he is one of the important students. I'm so happy that Nandan is there. He's good at flute, and we are just listening to his Sangeeta Anjali instrument through the instrument, the flute.
Thank you, sir. I'm just going to play one song of Tyagaraja in the Raga Bangala, which is on invocatory god Vigneshwara Ganesha.
It's not audible, Babu. Make it well.
And I had told you the flute won't come through Zoom. You had to do a recording. That's okay.
ఫ్లూటు లైవ్ వాడిస్తున్నాడు రావడంలే త్యాగరాజుకి నువ్వు పాడతావు
Thank you.
And then, do you also sing the song, or is only you play flute?
Hello?
Are you able to sing the song also? Or
No, I don't. Vocal లేదు కదా.
లేదు. Okay, right. No worries. Yeah, I think flute in the Zoom is not coming through properly. So I think flute Zoom somehow there's not a good compatibility. But it's okay. But thank you so much, Nandan. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. So next we'll have the Stotranjali. Dr. Geetha R. She will be reciting the Stotranjali.
Namaste.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Namasabhaye, Namasaspataye. My namaskaras to all those who are listening to this video, and my heartful thanks to Dr. Prabhakar sir who gave me this opportunity. I want to call Sri Rama to this Vedike because wherever Sri Rama is there, Tyagaraja is there, and wherever Tyagaraja is there, Sri Rama is there. So we shall call that Rajiva Lochana to bless this occasion. आपदापदहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् राजीव लोचन रामा नन्नु ब्रो चोटकुधीरा श्रित जन मंदारा करुणा पारा वारा राजीवलोचन रामा नन्नु ब्रो चोटकुधीरा श्रित जन मंदारा करुणा पारा वारा राजीव लोचन रामा ये रानी करुण गगनी कारणमेमो जालरा ये रानी करुण गगनी कारणमेमो गानरा मारारी विनुत शुभद सुचरित परात्परा धरणिजा मनोहर सा पाद सरि सारी दस पद गी ग पादारी सरि ग धरि सदा पगरि सदसा री ग पदरि सदा पदाद पदद सास री री गरि पाग करि स गरि ग सारि दास पाद ग पद सरि सा द पगरि स ग पद सरि ग सा पद स पा सरि ग सा सरि ग राजीव लोचन रामा నీవే నా విపుడని నిరతము నీ పాదము నను నెరనౌమితి నీవే నా విపుడని నిరతము నీ పాదము లను నెరనౌమితి నీవాడని నన్ను కరుణించి ఈ వేళ నాచై విడవకురా దేవ దేవ దశరథ నృపనందన దశముఖాది సకల రిపుగణ హరణ ఈవన చరణ su deva sapa dasari ga sari dasa pada ga pari ga padari sari ga sari dari sada dari sada sa ri ga padari sada pada da pada da sa sari ri ga ri pa ga ri sa ga ri ga sa da sa pada ga pada sari sa da pa ga ri sa ga pada sari ga sa సరిగస సరిగరా రాజీవలోచన రామా నను బ్రో చుటకు ధీరా శ్రీత జన మందార కరుణా పారా వారరా రాజీవ లోచన రామా ఆ ఆ ఆ
Beautiful.
Thank you very much, madam. Very, very
Thank you, sir.
beautiful Rama song. Thank you so much. So, Nandan, are you there?
So,
One second. One second. Hold on. Nana, I want to see if Nandan is still there. If he's not there, okay. Okay.
Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Bhadram karnebhih shrunuyama devaah bhadram pasyema akshabhiryajtraah sthirairangaihi tushtuvagum sastanubhih yasema
देवैतै यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताख्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति न बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Thank you. We'll continue afterwards. Now, I have to be very grateful to all the speakers, all people who are participants, and Nandan is very much known to us, and he's a good flutist, and he had got an opportunity of performing flute in the TTD Devasthanams when they celebrated Annamacharya's, Rallapalli Ananthakrishna Sarma's birthday celebrations in Tirupati and all that, and he is very well known to us. But I think we'll give another occasion for Nandan to make his flute heard through the video, as Dr. Prasad was telling. Secondly, and Geetha, she is a lecturer and she has been associated with Veda Adhyayana Kendra since a very long time. Suddenly I caught her and requested her to sing a song, and she is a highly talented lady, professor of Sanskrit, associate professor of Sanskrit in the BM's College for Management and all that. So with all these people is one thing, and again, I have my chance to introduce Srimati Geetha Srinivasn. She is also one of the important member in the Annamacharya group formed in our Veda Adhyayana Kendra since a very long time. And Dr. T. Sitaram Lakshmi, she has taken the Acharya Padavi, and she taught so many Annamacharya and other Kirtanas. And we had the opportunity to perform every year Dikshitara Day, Shyama Shastri Day, and also Tyagaraja Day and Annamacharya Day. And like that, Aradhanas we used to conduct all through the times. But today, we have an opportunity to remember Tyagaraja, saint, philosopher, and Nadopasaka par excellence. And he is so great that he has been blessed by Surarnava book by Narada himself. And Rama, with his parivara, visited his house, and All that is there about Tyagaraja. And so all his 600 and odd compositions of Tyagaraja are really gems. And though they say among all the compositions, only 5 are Pancha Ratna Kirtanas, but every song is a Ratna only, as one we have seen a sample from Geetha singing, and we'll see more. And so, after all these people in the world of music, in the world of Veda, in the world of Puranas, Agni, Vayu, Surya, they are very important in the world of Vedic realm. And again, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheswaras in Puranas. And in the world of Sangeeta, music and musicology, this Chama Shastri, Muthuswami Dikshitar, and also Tyagaraja, these are taken to be the music trinities. They are immortal, though they are not having their physical body available to everybody. That's why Adiraja Bimbam, Adiraja Yasho Bimbam, Adarsham Prapya Vangmayam, Tesham Sannidhanepi Pasya Naswayam Nasyati. That is what Dandin told. Though Yasho Bimbam, when it has taken the Adarsha, the mirror, namely the literature or through any forum, then though they are not there, but they are even today live, immortal, we remember. So I have been asking Srimati Geetha Srinivasn to come and share some thoughts, because she is really interested in music and cultural arts and all that. Though she was a financial manager of a Canara bank for some time and taking other responsibilities, now she is retired happily in the house, singing herself, doing her own. And she has beautiful 2 daughters who are also well educated. And today we are going to have talk on the lessons of wisdom. Actually, this time our theme of our annual day 31 of the Nada Veda Adhyayana Kendra and Waves Bengaluru chapter was this one only. That is the relevance of the lessons of wisdom from Veda and onwards today. So connected to that theme of our conference, which we had December 9, 20, 21st or so, and continuation. Now we go into the world of music. And Dr. Sita Ramalakshmi, even today, she is inspiring students, even virtually also. And so complimenting Dr. Sita Ramalakshmi and also all her students who are very close to her, and I don't want to mention them who are there in the Annamacharya group, but complimenting all of them, and also thanking Geetha Srinivasn, who has come forward to give us some ideas on that. No matter, it's a Telugu language maybe, but you may be Tamil, but all are sister languages. So everybody can be comfortable with that. So with these few words, I request Srinivas Geetha ji to, because we have got double Geetas here, so that Geetha is music. So so we can have wonderful discourse and all that. Thank you very much to everybody. And now, Geetha.
Madam, you are muted, please. Yeah.
Not yet. You're still on mute. You have to unmute yourself.
You can press the unmute button near the audio icon.
Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very clear. Very clear.
Namaskaram. Good morning, good evening to one and all. I would like to first thank Prabhakar sir and Sitaram Lakshmi madam, my guru, for my Annamacharya Kirtana learning for this wonderful opportunity. As I was saying, I'm not an orator. This is my first ever public address, my maiden speech. Thanks once again to the motivation and encouragement from sir. I'm undertaking to do this. Okay, so today's topic of discussion is life lessons of wisdom from Swami Tyagaraja for smooth living. His kritis actually, as we all know, are musical gems, which have thrilled the lovers of music through centuries. His kritis combined the literary genius of Valmiki, the musical prowess of Narada Muni, and the devotion of Prahlada. They can be called the essence of Bhakti Yoga. Swami composed thousands of kritis during his life. He literally breathed out songs in every breath. But it is very unfortunate that most of them were lost. Thanks to the painstaking efforts of some of his disciples, we were able to salvage a few hundreds of them, which we are enjoying these days. Now, his kritis basically can be grouped under certain categories. The major ones, the core of them are Bhakti kritis, essentially on Rama Bhakti. Then he also composed musical drama, Geya Nataka, Nauka Charitram, is Krishna and the Gopikas, they go in a boat in Yamuna, ultimately ending in total surrender of the Gopikas to him. Then Prahlad, the Bhakti Vijayam, which is about unwavering devotion of Prahlada to Sriman Narayana. Then Sitarama Vijayam, which is victory of good over evil, the rescue of Sita from Lanka. Then we have Utsava Sampradaya Kritis. They are basically temple-specific kritis, festivals, processions, temple culture, like Meluko Vaya, Hecharika Karara, Jayamangalam, these kinds. He also wrote a few kritis on other gods other than Rama, which are Kovur Pancharatnam on Lord Sundareshwara, Lalgudi Pancharatnam on Saptagirishwara, and Tiruvattiyur Pancharatnam on Tripura Sundari, and Srirangam Pancharatnam on Lord Ranganatha. Then we have Divyanama Kritis, Kirtanas. These are all basically for congregational singing, devotional songs, for collective singing in a group, like Pahi Rama, Rama Kodanda Rama. The format is such, you'll have one Pallavi and many charanas, which will be easy for the group to follow and sing along. Then we have categories of philosophical and Vedanta kritis. These are explicitly very contemplative and reflective in nature, but in a musical form. Then social and ethical critique kritis. He is criticizing empty orthodoxy, hypocrisy, hollow ritualism, and false scholarship. And then Upadesha kritis, didactic kritis. This will be advice to self. Normally, the Mahans will address everything to themselves, even though it is meant for humanity. These are basically ethical discourses, almost like a spoken counsel in music. Swami's compositions are not just devotional poetry or musical masterpieces. He integrated bhakti with applied philosophy, moral psychology, ethics, spirituality, all encoded in music. They form a complete life manual for practical life. They are all Upadesha Granthas, which are timeless. They are applicable to all ages. Interestingly, his kritis are relevant even to the modern society. He addresses issues like stress, anxiety, search for happiness, inner peace, moral confusion, ethical clarity, loss of meaning. He offers a lot of pragmatic guidance. Before we see how he is going to help, we'll see what are the major problems affecting the modern society. The modern society has got a lot of challenges, starting with education and career challenges. Education is no more seeking knowledge. It's about getting admission to a good school, a good college, a good career, making a lot of money, have material comforts, pleasures. So it starts from LKG, I should say, getting an admission to a good school. And then they go to high school. From 8th standard, they start coaching for IITs and WITS and everything so that they clinch a better job, because the recruiters and the placement agencies come to prestigious universities. So that's what education has become now. So for the people who, thousands of people write for, lakhs of people write for thousands of seats. So what happens is people who manage to get it also will go through a lot of pressures, and people who don't get it end up in frustration, disappointment. This puts a lot of pressure on the young people. And then we have social and cultural pressures, social biases, religious biases, communal discrimination, gender and racial discriminations, they're all real, but they are blown out of proportion by social media and political agenda for vote banks. This is creating a lot of issues among the younger generation, the bitterness, hatred, communal violence, clash among the people. And then you have wealth inequality, the haves and the have-nots. The divide has always been there. The rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. They say, the report says that 1% of the people hold 2/3 of the wealth of the entire world. This kind of trend leads to increase in poverty, economic pressure, crime rates like robbery, looting and murder and everything. Even a month back, I think 63 kgs of gold was looted from a bank locker. All this is because of the inequality and income divide. Then you have a major problem which the youth are facing is drug addiction and substance abuse and health risk. This happens because of wrong company, peer pressure, dependence on harmful substances like liquor, tobacco, drugs. They are on the rise. These things happen because of lack of guidance and support. Then another thing is digital addiction and social media addiction. When we were children, we were told to wake up chanting Hari 7 times, Hari, Hari. But these days, I think they wake up to social media, WhatsApp and Facebook, Insta, Reddit. Right from the time they wake up and they shut the eyes, there's overload of unwanted junk being thrown into them. Excessive screen time and online gaming addiction, these are all leading to lethargy, lifestyle diseases. It affects physically and mentally. Physically, it affects the eyes, brain, they have a stiff neck, stiff back, lethargy, obesity. Mentally, it's a garbage dump on them, create fear, insecurity. All these things are happening and then people get frustrated. Then, with the joint family system breaking down, the family ties have taken a fatal blow. These days, people do not want marriage. They don't want kids. Live-in relationship, breakup, extramarital affairs, divorces. Kids often from broken homes, more of old age homes and senior living communities. This puts a lot of mental pressure and there are no support systems to help them. And there are a lot of, all these pressures basically lead to mental health issues among the youth particularly. They have depression disorder, anxiety disorder, OCDs, ADHD, sleep disorder. Every third person you come across will have a mental issue. Then approach a therapist and clinical psychologist. These are all rising at a very alarming rate, leading even to suicide sometimes. Then we see why do these things happen? Because there is a major shift in values. Moral values such as ahimsa, shanti, daya, truth, honesty, these are not being taught in the schools anymore and not in the house also. Now success, self-worth in life, these are determined only by achievements. Where did you study? Which college did you study? Where are you working? How much are you earning? Do you have a car? Do you have a house? And what luxury items you possess? So this mindset influences modern values, goals, lifestyles and choices they make in life. This is leading to unhealthy competition and constant acquisition. This is a rat race now. Then it is actually draining the self-esteem and contentment among the people, leading to insecurity and frustration. People compromise values to accumulate wealth and position. Everything is dishonesty, corruption, bribing, everything is justified. As long as you are successful in terms of money, everything is justified. Then the human bonds are also weakened. The relationships have become fragile. These things distract individuals from discovering deeper meaning of life and inner contentment and higher purpose in life. Swami Tyagaraja, he gives some very important lessons for anyone and particularly applicable and relevant to this modern day too. He says, happiness comes from inner peace, not from success or wealth. Inner peace comes from self-control, control of mind and control of 5 senses, and self-aware that the body is not Atma. So then he says, live a simple life, life of integrity and contentment. Choose contentment over luxury. Another thing is take life as it comes. Accept suffering, difficulties as part of life. Don't crumble. Value, mainly he says, it's important whom you're associating with, the company of the wise, the value of good association, satsanga. Then finally he says, align your life to a higher noble pursuit and a higher purpose in life. So let's see, his compositions are studded with moral lessons for mankind. They are abundant, like pearls and gems in the ocean. So we shall try to see a small glimpse of it today. I do not know Telugu, so please pardon me when I read if there are any pronunciation errors when I quote the kritis. Okay, the first value is not compromising your values for the sake of reward or money or material wealth. So this is a very most popular anecdote in Swami's life. King Sarfoji invited him to his court to sing in praise of him. Swami declined. He says, Nidhi chala sukama, mamata bandhana yuta narastuti sukama. He says, Sri Ram Sannidhi Seve Sukama. He says, I won't extol humans for the wealth. I would like to be in the holy service of Sri Rama. The same idea he expresses in Enthanechina. He says, Parahimsa, Parabhama, Anyadhana, Paramanava Apavada, Parajeevanadulaku, Andritame Bashincheraya. See, people don't mind talking untruth for causing injury, coveting others' wives, others' wealth, depending on them for their subsistence. So he says, please avoid, don't compromise your moral values for wealth. In Kriti Mosaboku Vinave, in Gaulibantu, he says, Dana Tarunalaku Ashinchutella Venuka Tanuku Alasate Gani, Gauravahina Danikula Gachutayu, Neramule Kedamaunu. Meaning, desiring wealth, women, etc., ultimately will result only in weariness of the body. Serving the self-respectless rich will lead you to nothing. Then in the Kriti Narayana Hari, he says, Nashwaramaina Dana Ashvamulanu Ne Vishwasincha. Koti Shulakani Sati Leni Paluku Botini Vasagi Mummatiki Vedanu. He says, I shall not trust wealth and possessions which are not permanent at all, which are transitory. Never I would do this. Then I shall not seek multimillionaires. I shall definitely not beg selling my music for the sake of rewards. In the Kriti Dunmargachara, he says, please do not give up moral values for monetary gains. The same idea once again. He says, Dana Danya Daivamu Nivai Undaga Dunmargachara Adamulanu Dora Nivu Ana Jalara. Paluku Botini Sabalona Patita Manavulaku Vasagu Kaululanu Echata Pogadani. He says, I cannot call those persons treading in the path of vice as my master for the sake of reward. I cannot extol wicked people who barter Saraswati in an assembly for the sake of reward. Then he goes to the next lesson of self-control, control of the mind and senses and determination. In the Kriti Shantamuleka, he says self-control and calmness of mind. Without the tranquility of mind, there is no sukha, there is no happiness. Even if somebody is a sannyasi or a family man with wife and children, has wealth, health, has all knowledge of Agama Shastras and has a good reputation, if he doesn't have calmness of mind, he will never feel happiness or sukha in his life. In the Kriti, Manasu Nilpa Shakti Lekapote, Madhura Ganta Virula Pujemi Jayinu. He said, if you don't have a capacity to control your mind, what is the use of showy worship with bells and flowers? Once again, on the self-control and determination, he says, Manasu Swadhinamaina Aganunuki Mari Mantra Tantramuleda Tanu Kadani Enchuvaniki Tapasu Cheyanelar. To one whose mind is under self-control, where is a need for sacred prayers or mystical formulae? Mantra Tantra is not needed. The one who considers the body is not self, where is a need to do penance? In Tappi Pratiki Pova Tarama Kalilu Kriti, he says, Vishaya Tatagamana Munugaka, Dridamanasai Tappi Pratiki Pova Tarama. Is it possible for one to survive without getting drowned in the lake of objects of senses if he is firm-minded? If you're firm-minded, you can always escape from this. Otherwise, you cannot. And the next lesson he goes is ethical integrity. He is very strongly condemning dishonesty, religious hypocrisy, superficial spirituality, and ethical compromise. In the Kriti Teliyaleru Rama, he criticizes hypocrisy. Vegalechi, Nita Munigi, Bhuti Pusi, Vellanu Enchi, Veliki Slaganiyulai, Baga Paikamu Arjana Lolulaile Gani. This is getting up early in the morning, taking bath, smearing vibhuti on the body, counting fingers for tapa. But mind is constantly on acquiring wealth. What is the point of this? This is hypocrisy. Then in Bhakti Bikkamiyave Kriti, he says, Pranamu Lenuvaniki Bangaru Paga Chutti Ani Vajrabhushana Muramandu Pettu Riti Janalaku Purana Agama Shastra Veda Japa Prasanga Trana Kaligi Emi. He says, what is the use of reciting Agama Shastra Veda Puranas if it is devoid of devotion? It is like decorating a corpse, a dead body, with a golden turban and exquisite diamond jewelry. In the Kriti Yajnadulu in Jayamanohari, he condemns once again the superficial spirituality. Jivatma Himsagala Yajnadulu Sukamu Anuvariki Samulu Ajnalu Galara. He says, are these people ignorant who declare sacrificial oblations which will involve cruelty to living beings will get comfort to human beings? How can it be? You're hurting somebody. If you're going to say that is going to help you, those people must be ignorant. In Padavini Sadbhaktiyu, again, once again, it is condemning superficial spirituality. He says, the real status is Sadbhakti, being a scholar, not knowing the true meaning of Veda, Shastra, Upanishad, to say that I know Anima, Mahima, Siddhis, or I do a lot of sacrifices, but ultimately you are steeped in Kama, Moha, Lobha, then what is the point? That is not the status. Then in Emi Jai Site Emi, he says, Kama, Moha, Dasulai, Emi Jai Site Emi, Sabamu Site Emi, Kalimini Putrotsavamu Kaligite Emi, Ajya Pravahamuto Annamidite Emi. Having become slaves to desire, what difference does it make whether one performs daily sacrificial oblations, or one is blessed with the son for inheritance, or one gives sumptuous feast with abundant flow of ghee? Then in Adhikadu Bhajana, he says, Yadalona Enchutokati, Payeda Kalingina Chokati, Adhikadu Bhajana. He said that there is the thought and action and deed, if they don't match, then that is not true prayer. In Balamu Kulamu, he says, our actions are meaningful only when they are coupled with devotion. If a crow and fish take a dip in water, can you call it Punya Snana? If a star focuses at clear eyes, can you call it meditation? If the monkeys live in the forest, can you call it Vanavasa Dharma of sannyasis? If Jangamas remain silent, can you call they are observing Mauna Brata? So the actions will be meaningful only if it is coupled with devotion. In Nindanera Naminanura, once again, he says religious hypocrisy for personal gain should be avoided. Says Bogamula Koraku Buvilo Rajasammuna Yagadulu Vanarinchi Alayuvarula Duchi. He says people are wandering in the world, performing yaga, yajna, etc. passionately, ultimately for enjoyments and material gain. What hypocrisy is this? Then he goes to the next lesson of religious discrimination. Please do not discriminate people based on communal sectarian values. In both Hari Anuvari Sariyevvare Kriti and in Mosaboku Kriti, he strongly criticizes religious discriminations. Malayani Matabedamu Kosi, he says, don't be fooled by stubborn religious differences and conflicts. They actually distract you from absolute truth. The true Hari devotees will be above these stubborn differences. In the Kriti, Matabheda Mane, in Jayantasena, he condemns religious animosity. Matabheda Mane, Seganarchaka Sammata Vakulu Palkuta Sukama, Shitilo Satsangati Saukyam. Is it comforting to utter agreeable words without extinguishes the differences in modes of worship? What is the point of this worship? The next lesson is good conduct. He tells you what to do and what not to do. And he gives you advice for ethical living. Says, Manasu eringi kumargamuna mari poraluchu jeda valade ee nadatalu panikiradu. Ishvara dhyana bhajana seyave. He says, oh mind, you should not be ruined in bad ways. These conducts are of no use. Please focus your mind on God. In the Kriti Bhaktuni Charitramu, he says what should be the conduct of a devotee. Basically, it should be the conduct of any human being. He says, Kapatatmudu manamai palkaradu, Chapalachittudayalu sutulapai sareku brahmakaradu, Bhuvanamandu tane yogyudanu ani bonki potta sakagaradu. He says one should not speak cunningly, one should not become fickle-minded, one should not lie that I am alone the most competent in the world. And then in Bajri Raghuviram, he says, once again he gives tips for good conduct. He says, Neevu durasala rosi, paranindanalu ellanu bhasi, panchendriya mulanu anachu, prapancha sukamu vishamanachu, veru panulaku poka, gomuka vyagramu chandamu kaka, tappu tantalunu mani, satkaryamulandu. He says, please shun evil desires. Don't talk ill of others. Subdue the senses, the 5 organs of sensory organs. Do not indulge in wrongful tasks. Do not become deceitful like a cow-faced tiger. Don't take pride. Take pride in performing good deeds. And in the next lesson he talks about is have a simple life, contented life. The modern day people, the stress is often fueled by lifestyle, inflation, social comparison. So controlling the desire will lead to emotional security. Contentment is a sustainable form of happiness. In Viraja Turaga Balahamsa Kriti, he says uncontrolled desires and greed will only end in misery. He says Nirantaramu Sakala Vishaya Dukka Paramparalache Chivukaga Madilo Duranta Kama Madamunu Badinchaka Durmathude. And once again, on simple living and contentment, he says, even if one has 10,000 rupees, all that one needs is but a handful of broken rice to eat. Even if one has 1,000 garments, all that one needs for wearing at a time is only one garment. Even if one rules an entire town, all that one needs is but 3 cubits of space to sit. Even if one gets 100 varieties of food items, all that one can gulp is only a mouthful. Even if a river flows to the brim, all the water one can fetch is a handful or a vesselful only. This is what he says in Rookalu Paduvelu Unna, Jaradu Nookalu Gatikhani. Then the next lesson he says is please accept suffering and difficulty as part of life. Practice patience and tolerance. Modern culture promotes instant gratification. You don't get it, you get frustrated. So they struggle with failure tolerance, emotional resilience. So growth often comes disguised as difficulty. One should learn to treat delay, disappointment, everything as part of life. Acceptance always reduces resistance and stress. In Endu Daginado, excuse me if I'm wrong, I don't know. Swami advises patience. Everything will be fine when the right time comes. The Lord helps you at the right time. Like how he came as Narasimha. Prahlada waited with a steady mind for a long time. He went through so much of torture. Same way he came at the right time and helped Sugriva from Bali. So have patience, have tolerance in life. And the next is a very, very, very important lesson. Value of good association, company of the wise, satsang. In life's journey, the people or things we choose to surround ourselves will shape our desires, our goals, our life, our destiny. In today's times, constantly engaging oneself with disturbing contents in the net, constantly hanging out with people steeped in mundane worldly pursuits is a major contribute to mental health issues. In Manasa Etulu, he says, in the Kali Yuga, instead of wandering entangled in the company of those endowed with qualities of passion, wasting time, why wouldn't they listen to the words of Tyagaraja who gives you ways for redemption? Then in the Kriti Sudha Madhurya, he says, Duratmulagu Bhu Kirata Kula Chera Radu Anuchu Ni Parayanula Chelimira Koru. He says, please give me the company of those dedicated to you because I don't want to get associated with the wicked men on earth. Then, Niku Idi Samayamu Manasa. In this he says, Sumatulau Narulanu Jeri Nija Sukamu Anubhavinchutaku. He says, oh mine, this is the right moment to experience true comfort with wise people associating with Bhagavatas who sing the glory of you. In the Leelaganu Juchu Kriti, he says, Paramatma, E Lokamulanu, Ni Leelaganu Juchu, Gunashilula, Na Palakalga Jesi, Palimpumaya. He says, Supreme Lord, please grant me the company of wise people and protect me so that I can shun the company of the wicked people. Then, Samsaru Laite Emi, he says, what if you are in samsara? As long as you are with a good company, it doesn't matter. He says, Bhagavatula Kudi, Bogamulella Harike Gavimpichunu, Veena Ganamulato, Agamacharuni, Sriragamunu Paducha, Tyagaraja Nutini Bhaguga, Nammuvaru, Samsaru Laite Emi. What if you are in the samsara when you are in good company? Then in Mosabo Kubinave, once again he says, Sat Sahavasamu Vidavaka Manasa. He says, please do not be deceived, do not leave, abandon the good company. In Edulaina Bhakti, he says, right association is very important. Boga Bhagyamulandu, Nija Bhagavatulaku, Ni Pondu. Says, even amidst the enjoyments and fortune, may your association be always with the true devotees. And the last, but not the least is, as long as you have a noble pursuit and purpose in life, you'll never be unhappy. You'll always be content. Like how Arjuna's focus was on the eye of the bird, the other things get blurred. Similarly, when we have higher pursuits, the mundane things, mundane material desires and difficulties will get blurred. The modern society suffers from loss of meaning, existential anxiety, loneliness, even despite success. For everyone, the faith or purpose will give emotional resilience. In the modern world also, aligning with something very high, something noble, creates meaning to life, prevents frustration, emptiness of mind and depression. A sense of noble purpose always gives you mental strength and protects you from mental health. For Tyagaraja Swami, it was Rama Bhakti. His kritis always emphasize not attaching importance to impermanent things and seeking the higher goal of feet of Sri Rama. You can take Prabhakar sir, it has been keeping the Vedic knowledge alive, disseminating for decades selflessly among a lot of people. For Madam, selflessly popularizing Annamaya Kritis, passionately among hundreds of students without taking even a single pay. Money was never a consideration. She was passionately popularizing Annamaya Kritis. So these are some of the lessons which I've picked up from the ocean of Tyagaraja Kritis. What we saw, only a drop in the ocean. So, but the thing is, interestingly, we find that his advices are relevant even for modern community, modern people. Because Swami does not just provide an escape from life, he gives an integrated model of codes for smooth living in the practical world. So, thanks to one and all. I conclude my talk here. Thanks for all for the participation. For me, I consider this a blessing to get to share my thoughts on the great work of Tyagaraja Swami. Thanks again to sir and madam for this opportunity. Namaskara. Thanks.
Quite beautiful, Amma. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
You had your own diffidence, no meaning. As Tyagaraja himself says that, be bold, do it. And you have done it well. And moreover, you have taken many expressions in the very many kirtanas of Tyagaraja, which are of great variety, and pointed out what the modern society should learn. The present day children and adults and all people, their orientation and lifestyles and goals are altogether different. But still, they should have at the base of all their goals the sense of wisdom, which our Tyagaraja, Muthuswami Dikshitar, Sama Shastri, Annamacharya, and all these great Purandardasa have done. But so music and Veda, both are highly connected to Shabdam. So that's why, again, I want to quote Dandin to compliment you that idamandham tamakrutsum jayeta bhuvanatrayam idi shabdahvayam jyotihi asamsaram nadipyate. The entire world would have dipped in deep darkness had there not been the Shabda Jyoti. Now we are all enjoying all over the world through this virtual thing. Shabda Jyoti is Prasara, thanks to Anjanaya Prasad, who has taken the lead in trying to make people meet together and share some knowledge from the great savants and great people. So in the same manner, we have also got, next month we'll have a talk by Neeraj Arora, a neurologist who tried to bring out so much of knowledge and wisdom and also the tactics, management and all that from Sundarakanda, because Hanuman is the target there. So how best he managed in the enemy land where there is no friend for him or no relative to him. It's really great achievement and adventure. Similarly, Tyagaraja also went through a lot of stress and all that, but he was not attracted to anything. That's what he said, Bhogamu in this world is not that, no dhanyamu, but Rama Bhakti Samrajyam. So then we stand in Kalluri Veerabhadra Shastri Garu, he made a wonderful commentary for the Tyagaraja Kirtanas, Vissappa Rao, and all these. There are so many people, even Dr. B.V. that Raman. He also did the heritage of music and all that. Anyway, looking at the type of work that has come down and music gives, and actually it is said music is the food of love. Then Shakespeare says, if music be the food of life, play on. So like that, we have to play on and listen to music sounds. It will have a lot of impact on the brain health, and the mental health, and spiritual growth. So thereby, all these musicians, they are praising the gods, devatas, and we don't know them, but they visualized the form, the vibrations, and the influence and benefit from the respective gods. And that is only our support to believe and then follow all that. So that's why, and today she actually we had a talk on Muthuswami Dikshitar and Shama Shastri in our Stotra series all these years. And today we have Geetha Srinivasn to talk on Tyagaraja. And in fact, we have another person who is conversant with our music. That Deepta is there who is going to make comment. At the same time, another Ashwin from London, UK, and Ashwin and Anjanaya Prasad were classmates in UBC. Look how people meet together and share their knowledge and become fresh. That's what is called refreshing. So much thankful, Amma. I restrain my comments more. And Sitaram Lakshmi also is listening to the talk by Geetha. She was very happy that at least one of our students come
Sir, I
forward.
once again seek apology if I had made any errors in Telugu pronunciation or words. Aparada Kshamanam, please.
Tyagaraja will take care of it. He knows. So he is also present before us in his Yashas Sharira, and we have offered a flower of all this discourse of Pravachana to the feet of Tyagaraja and Rama, because he is simply fond of Rama, and he wants to be a member in the Rama Samrajya. And accordingly, that Rama, Bharata, Shatrughna, Hanuman, Sita, all of them visited his house in Tiruvarur or so. In fact, we had the opportunity, myself and my wife visited one conference in Tanjavur, organized with Raja College by R.A. Mudan, a professor of Sanskrit. And he arranged accommodation to us in a house next to the house of Tyagaraja. We were there in the Tyagaraja street, and we went inside the house of Tyagaraja, had the Pravachana, and saw that particular door, of the where his mother or so was observing the visit of these people, and that photograph. So they said that we felt so happy at the vibrations in that place when we visited. The third house was his house, and the other was because that was the accommodation provided to us in attending the conference, music and all that. So I have to thank that R.A. Mudan also. He is also a very staunch person. He came to Bangalore, and one more important point is he brought so many parts of well water as he came from that place in car. So he doesn't want to use another tap water or that. So there are such kind of Chandas people, Orthodox people, but as far as possible, they maintain, and even otherwise, they are all followers of the great saints and all that. So anyway, your article is, your talk is very good, Amma. Now I asked Deepta. She is also a music teacher and a musician and Vedic student, our student of National College. I think she will share some ideas now.
Sir, good evening. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
First of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Prabhakar and Dr. Sita Ramalakshmi, Madam, the Divya Dimpatis who constantly keep encouraging students like us, to come up with these kind of presentations. I'd like to begin with praying to Hanuman, because as rightly said by Dr. Geetha in the beginning, where there is Tyagaraja, there is Rama, and where there is Rama, there is Hanuman. So buddhi hina tanu janike sumirau pavana kumara bala buddhi vidya dehi mohi harahu kales vikara. So it is because of his grace that we humble students like us can have some courage to talk about Tyagaraja Swami. I'd like to begin by just giving a glimpse about the Tyagaraja, which all of us are aware of. With the decline of Vijayanagara Empire and the invasion of the Islamic rulers, a large set of people residing in the present Andhra and Telangana migrated further south to Tamil Nadu, Tiruvarur, and it is here where Sri Tyagaraja was born. We are all aware of this, to Sri Rama Brahma. It is believed that Lord Tyagaraja Swami, the deity of Tiruvarur temple, once appeared in the dreams of Rama Brahma and blessed him that an Amsha of Valmiki would be born as his son. As a result, Saint Tyagaraja was born on the 4th of May in 1867. Sarvajit Chaitra Shukla Saptami in Pushya Nakshatra. So Tyagaraja Swami was completely immersed in the bhakti and the vairagya marga. So by the age of 5, Tyagaraja could recite around 24,000 shlokas of Ramayana. On the other hand, his elder brother, Japyesha, was more into astrology and occult sciences and earned a living through these such practices. Saint Tyagaraja, on the other hand, practiced Unchivritti. So hence, any learnings about materialistic life or worldly practices are not to be expected from his teachings. On the other hand, people seeking to progress in the field of spiritual path through bhakti and vairagya get to learn immensely from his teachings. It's evident, or rather it can be seen from his life history, that sadhu purushas like Tyagaraja had no escape from dukkha. He was deeply troubled by Japyesha, his elder brother, who was into materialistic, who was more materialistic in nature, and often taunted Tyagaraja to leave bhakti and vairagya marga and use his talent to praise the king and attain materialistic benefits. Madam has already quoted the Kriti, Nidhi Chala Sukhama, Ramuni Sannidhi Seva Sukhama Nijama Palaku Manasa. So this is when the Tyagaraja says that you should shun the materialistic wealth and move more towards spirituality. And he calls, and in his Kriti Rama Bhakti Samrajya, he glorifies the bhakti and the vairagya marga to be of the bigger wealth. And the one more aspect that Madam brought about, the anxiety and the social pressures that currently we're all facing. We battle stress, anxiety, probably because we are spending a large part of our lives accumulating wealth and securing a future. So he says, Yenduko baga teliyadu, andagada Shri Rama, ee tanu asthiramani kalimanuvulaku yenduko teliyadu. They fail to understand that this life, or this is very asthiram. So this is what he says. And he also says, apavarga phala kamadulu juchi addamai animadi siddhulu mosamu cheseru. This is how they are trying to accumulate wealth most of the time. So please, O Rama, please show mercy. So you can see this reformer's concern in the above kritis. He brings reform through his kritis in the field of bhakti also. Most of the times, in pursuit of knowledge in the path of spirituality, or any shastra for that matter, owing to ignorance, vanity, a lot of unnecessary or non-essential misinterpretations set in. A true bhakta or a gnani like Tyagaraja rejects the idea of dry disputants among scholars and tiresome rituals. She has already mentioned about, she has quoted a n number of kritis, in context of this particular idea. I would like to quote one kriti here. Sogasuga mrudanga talamu jata gurchi ninnu sukka jayu dhirudevadu. He says, he has brought about the importance. He says it is important that we do not lose the true essence of music or the true essence of bhakti while adhering to the essential faculty of music. He portrays the picture of a true bhakta, how a true bhakta would be. In his kriti Karuna Elagante, he illustrates the true bhakta who has attained the grace of Sri Rama. Does not utter a lie, does not approach people with trivial desires, not even the kings, who does not indulge in any of the addictions, and he remains to be a sattvika. To such people, the God's grace will flow. Tyagaraja kritis are no short of hero worship. This I wanted to make give note on this. And his hero is of course Lord Rama. Even in his Prahlada Bhakti Vijayam, he says when the Hiranyakashipu slams the pillar, it is Rama who appears. He doesn't say Narasimha. So Rama appears. Such is his hero worship. And he says he has given he stresses on the importance of Nama Japa, just like the other Vagyakaras, like Purandaradasa. He says Rama Mantrava Japiso, Rama Nama Payasake, Krishna Nama Sakkare. Anamacharya says Deva Devam Bhaje Divya Prabhavam. Bhadrachala Ramadasu says Shri Rama Ni Nama Memi Ruchira. Just like that, Tyagaraja Swami also says Nama Japa brings out the importance of Nama Japa. For example, in his kriti Telisi Rama Chintanato, he brings out Rama Yeni Chabalakshula Peru, Rama Yeni. He says Rama also means the name of a woman. Rama also means Sakshat Rama. So understand the true essence or true nature of the Nama Japa, and do the Nama Japa to attain the spiritual wealth. And one more thing that I want to stress upon is that it can be observed in his kriti is that he uses the word manasu in a lot of his kritis. It can be understood from many of the kritis that he did a lot of self-counseling. He plays a role of a psychologist where he talks to his own mind on a number of occasions. In many kritis, he addresses his mind. The word manasu occurs immensely. I just a few, ma'am has already quoted many of his kritis where that the word manasu is already there, but I would just like to explain manasa yetulortune. She has already mentioned this. And he says Rama Bhakti Samrajya Vemanavlaku Kabbeno Manasa, a kriti that glorifies the Rama Mahima and also the Bhakti Marga. And the famous Pancharatna Sadhinchane O Manasa, which is a masterpiece and also a sort of Nindastuti. And he says Telisi Rama Chintanato Namamu. He says the essence, just a minute. I would like to quote one. Yes, he says, Talapulanni nilipi nimishamaina taraka rupini nija marmamulanu. So telisi Rama Chintanato Namamu. So please do understand the essence before uttering these words. And Nadopasana, Chese Shankara, Narayanu Vidhulu, O Manasa, please do the Nadopasana. Because even the great Trimurtis have done the Nadopasana. That is what he comes up with. So apart from the hero worship of his great hero Rama, very few other deities have also been praised by Tyagaraja in his compositions. And also a great deal of counseling can be seen in his kritis. As mentioned earlier, a seeker on the spiritual path not only gets music lessons, but a lot of life lessons. Tyagaraja is like a sagara. Ma'am already mentioned that. We can observe the immense wisdom that he has to offer in our capacities. So with this observations, I would like to conclude here. Thank you so much.
Good, Amashi. I'm happy that she has brought some important information. And Tyagaraja is an ocean, no doubt. And actually, my 3 children and my wife, they are musicians and instrumentalists. I am not much good at it. But anyway, influence will be there. In the house, there is music. So when they are, and there should be an audience, I used to listen to them playing. That was that. In fact, in our house, we have a hall as music hall. And my professor, Dr. Kashikar from Pune, he came and all people were talking in the ground floor. And then suddenly he said, "Why, we have got a music hall. What is the hall without music? Let's all go and have perform. Hall without music." So we all, he's made all of us go and have some concert. Our Prasad took Mridangam and Veena, her Lalita, my elder daughter, violin and then singing by Annapurna, and Sita Ramalakshmi joining and also being chair. So that was the kind of spirit with which we are all going on, things. And today, of course, when we talk about Tyagaraja, of course, he's later than anybody. Muthusam Dikshitar is there, Chama Shastri is there. They're all top contemporaries to him also. But still, they had all the two had a lot of respect for Tyagaraja, and I don't want more to talk about it. Now, we have got our Ashwin from London, UK, and he's a discovery for me. Only when Anjaneya Prasad told my friend Nana, and moreover, every year he has got a beautiful thought process to make the dolls display. Bommala Kolu. And every time on concept. And 2 years I have seen him. And today I just wanted to speak about this Tyagaraja because he is also very good in Malika. So now Ashwin, a UVCA product from Bengaluru, now in UK. And moreover, his father-in-law is my colleague, Thomas Swami. And we are very happy. I hope he is there. Thank you very much. Now,
thank you very much, Uncle. Thanks a lot for this opportunity. It means a lot. Who is not a Tyagaraja fan? All of us at some point in our life, we've heard it. And then there was more to it. And then it was very curious. Certain words, certain expressions, it just makes you wonder. And because it is in Telugu, you understand it. It seems to be talking to you and then suddenly the next word will be deep philosophical thought, and then he'll come back to Sanaka, and then go to Gita, and it's just a continuous, it's a table of contents for how to live a good life. So, as Madam Geeta and Deepta both mentioned, so many examples. It was fascinating to hear both of them. And if you see the various themes, Tyagaraja focused on bhakti because the focus was on bhakti. It was very natural. So everything, Deepta, or she mentioned like a psychologist. It's a because of that and it's a personal thing. If someone asks how old is God, uh, people like Tyagaraja, Purandardasa, they said God is my age. I just talk to them like a friend. I'm a Parama Bhakta, but I talk to them like I know them. So they were not idols. For Meera, for Tyagaraja, Rama and Krishna were not just idols. They first saw them. They just spoke to them. They complained when they didn't like it. They appreciated when they wanted. It's a beautiful life. Whether to tell us about the greatness of Rama and Jagadananda Karaka, or Sadhin Chene, or Manasa, and then bringing it back to Manasu so that we are involved in that, motivating us to get involved in this journey. But then also with all these words, all these different, tips and tricks. And have you read this? Have you seen that? Do you know this one? Actually, this one. And in Telugu. So constantly we are under that conflict. You're like, okay, maybe even I can get into it. Maybe it's not that complicated. Maybe it is not so formal. And if you see what is the chandas, from a grammarian perspective, 200 different ragas is used, and is there a structure? Is there a research? Is it documented? He did not want that. That was not the focus. The focus was bhakti. So it's a wonderful combination of how it's a great template for us to lead life with all the challenges. And if you just look at the calm reverence of Endaro Mahanubhavlu, or just the name Tyaga, Tyaj Dhatu. So grammatically speaking, Tyaga itself is sacrifice, renunciation without hatred. How do you give up things without hatred? So Vairagya is another degree, but Tyaga itself is when the king asked him, I want you to become the Asthana Vidwan. Do you want? He said no. When they wanted him to formalize it and document, perhaps if he was an Asthana Vidwan, somebody would have formalized everything. But then because the focus was bhakti, it was all fine. It was totally fine. Just then when because of his elder brother, many of these things were lost. And as Geeta Srinivasn, or when she mentioned it, you feel bad. Like as a human being, you feel, oh my God, what's happened? But then you recover from that. And the recovery, the person he complained to was Rama, and the person who recovered is also, got him back on track, is also Rama. It's just a fantastic thing, and refusal of this. Even in spirituality, even in the thought process, he was okay to let go. So you can let go materialistic things and be Tyaga, but because even in spiritual thinking he was ready to let go, he's in a true sense Tyagaraja. So the sovereignty of Tyaga, so the majesty of Tyaga as an emotion shows the Raja element and the Tyaga element. And then when he praises Rama, he's talking about the Raja Rama. But then when he talks about the Tyaga, it is about what we should do as bhaktas towards God. So in whether it is Sanskrit, whether it is grammar, whether it is chandas, however you see Tyagaraja, it just goes straight to your heart, and that's the beauty of it. So with this those two things, I would like to thank both the speakers, and it was absolutely wonderful to bring out so many facets, to listen to so many different aspects of it, and a truly wonderful life to celebrate. He said, Endaro Mahanubhavalo Andariki Vandanamulu. We know he is a Mahanubhava, and our Vandanamulu is to Tyagaraja himself. With that, I'll conclude this. Thank you.
Thank you, Shan.
I would, excuse me.
So, please talk. Tell Amma.
So, yeah, I always felt whenever the great saints address themselves, no, they advise, say, Manasa, as Madam Deepta was mentioning, they have boundless mercy towards the humanity. They want to give away all their wisdom to them. But anybody, when you say you do this, nobody will like it. So when in great humility, he makes it as if it is for him. Actually, it is for all of us. That is how I look at Manasa whenever I read. They don't need, they're above all this. You know, in great humility and boundless mercy, I think for them, for us, they're saying as if it is for him.
Yes, so we have today some thoughts on Tyagaraja. His compositions are very large. And he said there are 222 ragas and 600 and odd compositions. And in Telugu, commentaries are there. It is, I don't know about Tamil and all other languages, but Visapparao was one who brought it out, and Kallur Veerabhadra Shastri, who visited our house also, he stayed with us, and he was very much fond of, he said, Sangeeta Sharada Saraswati was compliment given by Kallur Veerabhadra to Sitaram Lakshmi when she stayed and all that. Anyway, so with all this, and she wrote also her thesis on Tyagaraja's compositions, a study of the compositions of Tyagaraja, and also references to music. So this is the kind of contribution that in a simple way doing it. And again, we have got V. Raghavan also. He is also one who has done. So there are so many people who have done different languages, bring out the wealth and wisdom and care and all that from the compositions. And all said and done, he comes to conclude, Endaro Mahanubhavulu Andariki Namaskaram. So it has reached a pinnacle of appreciation and respect and homage to any and everybody in all walks of life. So, and ultimately he says that Hari Guna Kirtana is important, and in that also they are got, it's a running thread in the Hari Guna beats. So like that, we can keep on talking for volumes on Tyagaraja, but everybody has to restrain because of the Kala Pramanam. And anyway, we are very happy that we have all these things. But Anjaneya Prasad is there to give thanks and appreciate and give order. Because Tyagaraja is not to be searched. Who is that? Somebody asked me in India, in America, sir, who is Veda Purusha? You have Veda Purusha, Ashirvada Ostu, we say, who is Veda Purusha? So Veda Purusha is Rama and Veda Purusha is Tyagaraja, because as a Raja, he has got the Tyaga maximum. When you take Rama, when he saw his father lying down on the ground, and Kaikeyi was very happy at that instance, when he asked, why my father is lying down on the ground? Then without telling anything, that she said, if you, your father wants you to go to forest for 14 years, and also my son to be the coronated as a Maharaja. Then, okay, I'll go. That is the Tyaga maximum. So, and everywhere he has got Tyaga. Everywhere. He just, one more important point for Tyagaraja is, when in Kamba Ramayanam, Kamban says, asks Vibhishana, Rama asks Vibhishana to go to Kumbhakarna and convince him to come and take Saranagati, and I will give Rankara, because he is the next heir for the Kankaraja. I will give him the Rankara. Everybody is wondering, you promised Lankarajya for Vibhishana, or Rajya for Vibhishana, what are you going to do? Kamban answer was, okay, if at all he comes, he will take Lanka and I will give my Ayodhya, my Rajya. Jhatu. So that was the kind of spirit of Tyaga with which you are having in mind. That's why he's called as Tyagaraja. So Kamban says that Kumbhakarna were to be Lanka Rajadipati and Vibhishana, because Vibhishana is such a great bhakta, Balir Vibhishano Bhishmaha, that's among the Vishnu bhaktas, Bali Chakravarti tops the rank. Next in rank is Vibhishana, Balir Vibhishano Bhishma, Narada, and all these 12 people come next in queue. But Vibhishana is such a bhakta. In fact, it is said that Tyagaraja means when all the three brothers of Rama were celebrating the Kattabhishekam to Rama, then he felt, see, we have also elder that Sugriva and Kamban says, Sugriva and also Vibhishana both felt very unhappy. We have also elder brother, eldest brother, but we have made them to be killed because of their bad quality and all behavior and towards that. But look at the younger brothers. Bharata took hold of the Rajya, Shatrughna supported him, and Lakshmana supported. What a wonderful combination of brotherhood that we can give. So really, Tyagaraja is Rama himself. So like that, we see, and all these points with the Kamban Ramayana, because Tyagaraja is also a Tamilian. He knows very good Tamil also. In fact, some people have translated Tyagaraja's compositions in Tamil and made Balamurali Krishna to sing a few songs, I don't know. But people felt it in Tamil, Telugu will not have any impact much. So sing the song, the same is the language in which the great composers have done it. You can't have translations for that. Something like when people say, I want to do offering to God, not in Sanskrit, but in our language, ಕನ್ನಡವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ದೀಪ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಂಗಳಹಾರತಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೆಂಕಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, how it will be like. So no, every language has its own sweetness, has its own integrity and vibration and powerful influence and elevation. So anyway, I'm so happy. Now I've asked Prasad to come out with his ideas.
Yeah, thank you all for this wonderful meeting, and Geetha Srinivasn madam, I think your talk really did justice to the title. You laid out the issues we have in our society today, and then very nicely link how Tyagaraja taught us, in his great musical works, morality, ethical living with a higher noble purpose aligned with spiritual goals, and how to have control and contentment over luxury. So many wonderful topics you have brought out very nicely, contrasting with what we have today, and we badly need to incorporate those, as you said, Manasa. He probably was saying to himself, but he's saying to us that we have to, change or sort of remember the root of all of the materialistic things are not important, right? So, it's great talk. I appreciate it, and we had wonderful, other program contributions from Nandanandan, and then Dr. Geetha, also wonderful kirtanam she sang, and I really appreciate the comments of Deepta madam. Again, she brought in more content that was very much complementing and also strengthening some of the topics that Geetha Srinivasn madam has given, and she came up with newer compositions, and sort of talked about the key teachings. So I appreciate that extra contribution from Dr. Geetha. Thank you, and Ashwin, thank you as always for being there and giving a very strong set of remarks on the talks today, and appreciate your contribution also. So with that, thank you all, and Shivlinga, can you please do the Shanti Mantra?
So Madam has come. And she's also very happy that her Annamacharya group is now represented and all. And we wish Geetha and other people also to take advantage of this kind of virtual arrangement which our Anjaneya Prasad has done. Now, so Geetha said it's a maiden talk. I think maiden should be dropped. In future, you can give more talks on your own, thinking about other musicians, because we had that other musicians. And of course, this is a platform created to share, because it is our Nada Veda Adhyayana. So Nada Adhyayana is there and Veda Adhyayana is there. And for that, our Sitaram Lakshmi has given references to music in Sangeeta literature. Means all Vedic texts have got reference to music, and beginning from Samaveda down, Vedanam Samavedosmi. And she is doing her own best in spite of so many. But anyway, we are happy that she is present now to make her presence a guest appearance. But she has been listening to the talk by Geetha, and she has written also some. I think I wish we can publish her article in our Veda Ganga in course of time, so that she can make a full-fledged article on that. Now, anything. So this very happy, Amma, that we are having a good Guru and Shishya together. And also this Ashwin and this Deepta. Well, we have our talents and there should be some opening. Otherwise, our talents get buried. So we should not have that kind of happening. And so it's a wonderful opportunity that we are having. And everybody can speak well. And I think next time we'll have some other talk by Geetha Srinivasn. And Madam, you only propose. I talked on this. No, not necessary. So Manasa, your Manas must tell you, no, my talk is not a maiden now, and I'll just do it. So the platform is open for Nada also, because Nada Tanum Anisham. So Nada Tanu, Nado Pasana Chese, and even Shankara Narayan Vidhuru, Velasiri means you can see the respective functions of all these three velos: creation, maintenance, and also annihilation. Shankara, Narayana, he uses the word as Shankara means causing happiness and elevation and spirituality to all people. Sakshat Shankaro Babhuva. When you look at Shankaracharya, in short time he mobilized the world both in materialistic and also spiritual way, and also giving moksha, mokshadayakaha. So then we have got Vidhulu. He says that Shankara Narayana Vidhulu. Vidhulu means behavior, rules, regulations, law, order. All that comes under Vidhulu. As he says, psychology, human, and also humanities, science, everything comes under the purview of the Vidhi. So that's why Valmiki Maharshi says in Ramayana, Vidhi kila vidhanam anugacchati. Beautiful. Vidhi, the goal or destiny, depends upon the manner how you manage it or handle it. So it depends upon the handling way. So that's why today we are very happy that we have got Tyagaraja on our platform. He's sitting along with his Aradhya Devata, Sri Rama and Parivaram. So we're all blessed. And so anything to tell Geetha ji? You want something more to add?
No, sir. I'm once again thanking you and Madam for this great opportunity.
Very nice. So, Babu?
Yeah, Shivarangi, are you able to?
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय नमो नमः कृष्णाय यादवेन्द्राय ज्ञानमुद्राय योगिने नाथाय रुक्मिणेशाय नमो वेदान्तवेदिने कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं तं सचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। आपादमौलिपर्यन्तं गुरूणामाकृतिं स्मरेत् तेन विघ्नाः प्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथाः। यदक्षरं पदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवा नारायण नमोस्तुते। विसर्गपिण्डमात्राणि ज्ञानि चाधिष्ठानि समर्थपुरुषोत्तमा आभिर्यदतो नमो नमाप्याय हरिवो वर्धमानः। यथा स्तोत्रभ्यो मयि गोत्रारुजासि भो इष्टभाजो अदते श्याम ब्रह्म प्रवादि स्म तन्नो महासीत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ तत्सत्। सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु श्रीवासुदेवार्पणमस्तु श्रीवेदपुरुषाशीर्वादोऽस्तु। ॐ श्रीमातृचरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु। ॐ तत्सत्। हरि ओम नमस्ते।